Namaste. The question says there is an automobile which is traveling along a multi-span elevated roadway supported every 30 meters. There is a 150 mm deflection at the center of each span due to long-term creep. This is shown in figure A, which will come on the next page. The roadway profile can be approximated as sinusoidal with an amplitude of 75 mm and period of 30 meter. The single degree of freedom system shown in the figure is a simple idealization of an automobile which is appropriate for a first approximation study of the ride quality of the vehicle. When fully loaded, the weight of the automobile suspension system is 140 kN per meter and its viscous damping coefficient is such that the damping ratio of the system is 40%. We have to determine A. The amplitude of vertical motion when the automobile is traveling at 65 kmph, that is kilometer per hour. The vertical motion is represented by ut, which is a function of time t, and the amplitude is represented by u0t. B. We have to determine the speed of the vehicle that would produce a resonant condition. And C. We have to repeat part A, that is, we have to determine the amplitude of vertical motion if the vehicle is empty, which means there is only the driver. The vehicle is not self-driven, and in that condition, it has a total weight of 13.3 kN. Coming to figure A, the amplitude of the sinusoidal profile is shown as 75 mm and the period, which is the distance between two successive peaks, is equal to the single span, which is 30 meters. For solving the question, we are given that length of each span represented by capital L is 30 meter. Amplitude of deflection represented by UGO is 75 mm, which is equal to 0.075 meter. Weight of the automobile in the fully loaded condition represented by capital W is 17.8 kN. Effective stiffness of automobile suspension system K is equal to 140 kN per meter, which is 140 into 10 raised to power 3 Newton per meter. Damping ratio of the system represented by zeta is 40%, which is equal to 0.4. Speed of the automobile represented by V is equal to 65 km per hour. Converting it into meter per second, it will be equal to 65 into 5 by 18, which is 18.06 meter per second. Now we assume that the tires are infinitely stiff or rigid and they will remain in contact with the road. Hence, we have not to consider the deformation of the tires. The system can be idealized as a spring mass model, which is shown in figure B. Since the profile of the roadway is given as sinusoidal, the vertical displacement of the tires can be given by UGT is equal to UGO sin omega t, where omega will be the forcing frequency. Coming to part A of the question, we have to determine the amplitude u0t of vertical motion. For this, we will calculate first the transmissibility ratio TR given in terms of displacements. TR will be equal to the amplitude of vertical motion divided by the maximum amplitude, which will be equal to u0t upon UGO. This will be equal to the square root of 1 plus whole square of 2 zeta omega upon omega n divided by whole square of 1 minus omega upon omega n square plus whole square of 2 zeta omega upon omega n, or u0t will be equal to the transmissibility ratio into UGO. In the formula for TR, omega is the forcing frequency given by 2 pi by t, where t is the forcing time period. T will be equal to the span length L divided by the velocity. This is equal to 30 upon 18.06 equal to 1.661 seconds. So, omega will be equal to 2 pi upon 1.661 equal to 3.783 radian per second. Omega n is the natural frequency of the system given by under root of k by m. K is the stiffness which is given in the question. M is the mass of the automobile, which is equal to its weight divided by the gravitational acceleration, equal to 17.8 into 10 raised to power 3 upon 9.81 meter per second square, equal to 1814.475 kgs. So, omega n will be equal to under root of 140 into 10 raised to power 3 divided by 1814.475 equal to 8.784 radian per second. Omega upon omega n will be equal to 3.783 divided by 8.784, which is 0.431, and zeta is given to us in the question as 40%, which is equal to 0.4. Putting the values in the formula for transmissibility ratio, we have TR is equal to square root of 1 plus whole square of 2 into 0.4 into 0.431 divided by whole square of 1 minus 0.431 square plus whole square of 2 into 0.4 into 0.431. TR will be equal to 1.196 and U0T will be equal to TR into UGO, which is 1.196 into 75, which is equal to 89.7 millimeters. Coming to part B, where we have to calculate the speed of the vehicle at resonant condition. For small values of damping factor, say when zeta is less than 0.1, as we have for buildings, etc., resonance usually occurs when the forcing frequency is equal to the natural frequency of the system. That is, omega upon omega n is equal to 1 or omega is equal to omega n. But the automobile suspension systems have a comparatively larger value of damping factor so as to reduce their vibration. As in our case, zeta is equal to 0.4. And so the resonant frequency will definitely be different from the natural frequency of the system. Resonance will occur when the transmissibility ratio is maximum over all omega, or we can also say that the square of TR is maximum over all omega. We have taken square of TR to simplify the formula a little bit. Now TR square will be equal to 1 plus whole square of 2 zeta omega upon omega n divided by whole square of 1 minus omega upon omega n square plus whole square of 2 zeta omega upon omega n. To simplify, we take omega upon omega n is equal to beta. Then TR square will be equal to 1 plus square of 2 zeta beta divided by whole square of 1 minus beta square plus whole square of 2 zeta beta. Putting the value of zeta as 0.4, TR square will be equal to 1 plus whole square of 2 into 0.4 beta divided by whole square of 1 minus beta square plus whole square of 2 into 0.4 beta, or TR square will be equal to 1 plus 0.64 beta square divided by 1 minus 2 beta square plus beta raised to power 4 plus 0.64 beta square, or TR square will be equal to 1 plus 0.64 beta square divided by beta raised to power 4 minus 1.36 beta square plus 1. We have now a slightly simplified formula for TR square. We'll apply the condition for maximum TR square d by d beta of TR square is equal to 0, or d by d beta of 1 plus 0.64 beta square divided by beta raised to power 4 minus 1.36 beta square plus 1 is equal to 0. When we differentiate, we get a long left hand side. We get beta to the power 4 minus 1.36 beta square plus 1 multiplied by 2 into 0.64 beta minus 4 beta cube minus 2 into 1.36 beta into 1 plus 0.64 beta square whole divided by the square of beta raised to power 4 minus 1.36 beta square plus 1 is equal to 0. Since right hand side is equal to 0, we remove the denominator and solve for the numerator only. We get beta raised to power 4 minus 1.36 beta square plus 1 whole multiplied by 1.28 beta minus 4 beta cube minus 2.72 beta multiplied by 1 plus 0.64 beta square is equal to 0. Multiplying the brackets, we get 1.28 beta raised to power 5 minus 1.741 beta cube plus 1.28 beta minus 4 beta cube plus 2.72 beta minus 2.56 beta raised to power 5 plus 1.741 beta cube is equal to 0. Further simplifying, we get minus 1.28 beta raised to power 5 minus 4 beta cube plus 4 beta is equal to 0. Taking beta as common, we get beta into minus 1.28 beta raised to power 4 minus 4 beta square plus 4 is equal to 0. Now either beta is equal to 0, which is not valid since the forcing frequency omega is not equal to 0, or minus 1.28 beta raised to power 4 minus 4 beta square plus 4 will be equal to 0. Now to simplify it further, we will take beta square is equal to x and then make a quadratic equation in x. We get minus 1.28 x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Calculating the root of this quadratic equation, we get x is equal to plus 4 plus minus under root of 4 square minus 4 into minus 1.28 into 4 divided by 2 into minus 1.28, which is equal to 4 plus minus 6.0399 divided by minus 2.56. When we take the plus sign in the numerator, we get the value of x as negative. Therefore, beta will be a complex value which is invalid. So taking the negative sign in numerator, x will be equal to 4 minus 6.0399 divided by minus 2.56, which is equal to 0.797. Since x was equal to beta square, beta will be equal to under root of x equal to under root of 0.797 equal to 0.893. Beta was the ratio of omega upon omega n. So omega will be equal to beta into omega n equal to 0.893 into omega n, which is equal to 0.893 into 8.784, which is equal to 7.844 radian per second. Speed of the automobile will be v is equal to omega L upon 2 pi equal to 7.844 into 30 upon 2 pi equal to 37.452 meter per second equal to 134.828 kilometer per hour. Now coming to part C of the question, where we have to calculate the amplitude u0t of vertical motion for empty vehicle. When the automobile is empty, that is, there is only the driver, its mass will change as compared to the fully loaded condition. So, the critical damping coefficient CCR will change since CCR is equal to 2 under root km. And thus, damping ratio zeta will also change since zeta depends upon CCR, as zeta is equal to C upon CCR. However, the damping coefficient C and effective stiffness K will remain the same. This is because C and K, the damping coefficient and the effective stiffness, are a part of the resisting system of the structure. C depends upon material properties and stiffness K depends upon material properties and geometrical properties of the system. They do not depend upon the mass of the system. For further calculation, let's take F as the subscript for full vehicle condition and E be the subscript for empty vehicle condition. Since damping ratio zeta is equal to C upon CCR equal to C upon 2 under root km, C will be equal to zeta into 2 under root km. Equating the expressions of C for vehicle full and vehicle empty conditions, we get C is equal to zeta F into 2 into under root of kmf equal to zeta E into 2 into under root of kme, or zeta E will be equal to zeta F into under root of mf upon me. mf is equal to 1814.475 kg. This was calculated in part A of the question, and zeta F is equal to 0.4, which was given in the question. So, the mass in the empty condition will be equal to weight in empty condition upon gravitational acceleration, which is equal to 13.3 into 10 raised to power 3 upon 9.81 equal to 1355.759 kg. Zeta E will therefore be equal to 0.4 into under root of 1814.475 upon 1355.759 equal to 0.463. For empty vehicle, the natural frequency will be omega ne equal to under root of kme equal to under root of 140 into 10 raised to power 3 upon 1355.759 is equal to 10.162. Omega is the forcing frequency equal to 3.783 radian per second. This was also calculated in part A of the question. Omega will also remain the same since it depends on the excitation force and not on the system properties. Omega upon omega ne will be equal to 3.783 upon 10.162 equal to 0.373. We have now the values of omega upon omega ne and zeta e. So we'll put them in the expression for transmissibility ratio TR for displacements. We have TR is equal to U0T upon UGO equal to square root of 1 plus whole square of 2 zeta e into omega upon omega ne divided by whole square of 1 minus omega upon omega ne square plus whole square of 2 zeta e into omega upon omega ne. UGO is equal to 0.075 meter. This is given in the question. So U0T upon UGO will be equal to square root of 1 plus whole square of 2 into 0.463 into 0.373 divided by whole square of 1 minus 0.373 square plus whole square of 2 into 0.463 into 0.373. We get U0T upon UGO is equal to square root of 1.119 upon 0.860 equal to 1.140. So, U0T will be equal to 1.14 into UGO equal to 1.14 into 0.075 which is equal to 0.0855 meter or equal to 85.5 millimeter. Thus, we get all our answers. The amplitude U0T of vertical motion for fully loaded automobile condition is 89.7 millimeter. The speed of vehicle for resonant condition is 134.828 km per hour and the amplitude of vertical motion for empty vehicle condition is 85.5 millimeter. We come to the end of this question. Thank you.